can't find my daughter. I can't find Maya. As a mother, hearing those words coming from my mouth was terrifying. Articulating the reality of that moment, gut-wrenching. I never thought I would ever hear myself say those words anywhere, not even the mall, let alone Las Vegas, Nevada. After all, I was a Girl Scout leader. People trust me with their children. I was a youth athletic coach. People trust me with their children. I was a PTA, Parents Club president. People trust me with their children. And most importantly, I come from a long line of overprotective people. I do not lose children. But there I was, in August of 2001, and I could not find my daughter anywhere, my 10-year-old daughter anywhere, in Sin City. In August 2001, I learned some pretty important lessons about myself. Lesson number 1, I very much dislike Las Vegas. Now, for those of you who love it, please take no offense, but I very much dislike Las Vegas. Lesson number 2, I do not use the word hate, because hate is a very, very strong word. But if I were to use the word hate, it would be for Las Vegas. And lesson number 3, as an exception to lesson number 2, I hate water parks. But on that day of August 2001, I found myself with one daughter on one side and the other on the other, 10-year-old Maya and 8-year-old Savannah, and we were floating down the lazy river at a water park in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was indeed a mother's bliss. The lazy river just sort of gently moves you about through this park. And we were just enjoying the afternoon. And at first it didn't bother me when I saw Maya get a little further away. It was just joy, sheer joy that she had found some independence. And gone from my memory were 2 things. Number 1, as we got onto the plane going from Portland to Las Vegas, there was this thought that entered my head, and it said, this is vacation, but what if it's horrible? And then the other thought that came to my mind that I had lost in that moment was a memory of my husband as we were walking out the door to go to the airplane, to go to Las Vegas, who said, Leann, don't lose our children. Why would I lose our children? I had no idea how prophetic that was. I don't lose children. But as we were floating down that lazy river, Maya got further and further ahead of me. So at one point in time, I said, Maya, using the universal symbol of get out of the pool, Maya. Right? We all know that that's a universal symbol for mothers to get out of the pool. So when Savannah and I, my 8-year-old, Savannah, who always was here, 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 or here until she was 8 years old, we got out of the pool, and I expected to get out of the lazy river and see, just right there waiting for me, Maya, my very mindful daughter. So I looked in the immediate range, and she wasn't there. So I looked in the broader range, maybe 10 feet, and she wasn't there. So then I looked beyond the horizon of many faces and heads, and I did a complete 360 of this 40-acre water park with 9 slides, a lazy river, and 2 swimming pools, somewhere in between a very large county fair and a very small Disneyland. And I could not find her anywhere. Panic started to well up in me, and I started to get this churning feeling in my stomach. And I realized, no, Leann, you cannot afford to lose it. Not now. Because what I had learned throughout my lifetime is that I needed to, as an African American black woman, stay within the social bounds of acceptability. I learned that I couldn't get too far this way or too far this way. I had to hold my emotions. I had to play it cool. So I played it cool because I knew that was the only chance I had of finding my daughter. I did not want to become somebody's show because I had learned that when an African American woman loses it, that people will grab popcorn and enjoy the show, and they will not be helpful. And like I said, I did not want to be that show. So just as I was leaving the pool area, I saw my sister Jenna. I said, Jenna, I can't find Maya. And I kind of got into a little heightened state at that point in time. But I thought, no, take it down, Leann. And just then, Jenna, who is very different from me, does one of these. No, Jenna, we've got to stay calm. Let's go to guest services. So we head over to guest services thinking this will be solved in 2 minutes. I walk up to guest services and I say, please put on the PA system that Maya Johnson needs to meet us at the front of the park. I can't find my daughter. And then the woman behind the counter looked at me and said, we can't do that. I said, why not? Because it's not a medical emergency. I said, okay, then please, what do you do for the protocol when children are lost? I intentionally used the word protocol because I wanted her to know I was intelligent. And that was the word that would certainly relay that message. What is the protocol you use for lost children? Please use that protocol. We don't have a protocol for lost children. Okay, then please get on the PA and please find my daughter, Maya Johnson. Find her. Trying to stay as calm as I could. At that point in time, the emotions were just about heart level. So, her response, it's not a medical emergency. Just then, out of this side of my vision, I saw my sister go down. And she was on the ground and she was having a seizure. And I'm going, oh no, my sister's having a seizure. And then, of course, my 8-year-old daughter, who had kept it together just like I was, she started crying. So I'm like, my 8-year-old daughter's crying. I've lost my child. My sister's having a seizure. But I kept stuffing it down. So I ran over to my sister and I went to her and she was still having a seizure. And I just at that moment lost it and I yelled, call 911! She stands up and says, if you want an effing medical emergency, I will give you an effing medical emergency. I'm like bewildered. What was that? So we're still not with my daughter. Just then on the horizon comes this gentleman, African-American man, and when an African-American person comes on the horizon where you're an African-American person and there's no other African-American people there, that person is like the Messiah. And he was coming towards me. And he says, what's going on? I said, I can't find my daughter anywhere. And he says, oh, you mean that cute little girl that was with you earlier? I said, yes, I can't find her anywhere. And just then he goes to his walkie-talkie and he starts to take it out. In the meantime, on this side of my vision, I am hearing my sister's voice and a multitude of male voices, and they are escalating. So I turn to the left, and there's my sister in the middle of at least 5 or 6 deputies. And so I thought, oh, God, okay. So I go over there, and I said, Jenna, just calm down. And she was heightening, and Officer Gentry on his tag was heightening, and they were going back and forth. I stood between them. I said, Jenna, calm down. By this time, my stress was in my throat. It was just about to go. It was just about to explode. And I turned to the officer, Officer Gentry, and I said, please, I'm trying to find my daughter. And earlier, I had actually seen these police officers over there, and I started to go like, here is help. Then, as an African-American woman, I thought, maybe not. So I didn't go, but my sister did. So here I am arguing with Officer Gentry. He said, this is just routine. Kids get lost all the time. It happens. I said, officer, maybe it's routine for you, but not for me. I've lost my daughter. And then we went back and forth, back and forth. I don't even remember what I said, but every time I said something, he said, thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. And I would go, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. I was just about to lose it when, on that same horizon, there comes a little girl skipping my way. The security guard had gone on to the walkie-talkie system and had called every single lifeguard and said, we're looking for a little girl. If you have her, bring her here. And sure enough, here she was skipping along. It was very clear to me at that moment that her last 15 minutes was much more delightful than mine. So we had our joyful reunion. Back in my arms, both my daughters. As a mother, there's no feeling like that. So we hug. Everyone's happy. No one's crying anymore except for Maya, who actually realized something happened while I was gone, but I don't know what it was. Just then, again, I'm hearing this cacophony of male voices, and they are cackling. That's the only way I can think of it. They're cackling. And as we're gathering up my children, I'm thinking, wait a minute, one more thing. I go back over to guest services, and I said, hey, can I speak to your manager? And immediately the manager was out there, lickety-split. I said, we just had a problem here. My daughter is here. Your security guard was able to find her, but no one else would help me. I would like, for my trouble, I would like 4 admission tickets for tomorrow to your water park. The manager said to me, well, from what I heard, we tried to help you, but then something happened. There was some sort of incident. In that moment, I realized, as a black woman, as an African-American woman, this had been seen as nothing but a scam for 4 tickets to the water park. I took those tickets for my trouble. In that moment, I wished that I had just torn them up right in front of her, but I wasn't there at that point in time. I was in a swimsuit. I had no dignity, no credibility left. So I just took those tickets, stuffed them down my swim bra, and we all walked out together with dignity. We were reunited. And as I was passing the cackling police officers, I heard, wait for it, give me a gunfight over a lost child any day. That just kind of summed it up. And as I was walking out with my children, I thought, no, as a mother, give me my child any day. Asshole. Thank you very much.